As the founders of Surefoot, Bob and Russ Shea are obsessed with creating the perfect ski boot for you because they know that a properly fitted custom ski boot will make you a better skier, whatever level you're at. Surefoot, better fitting, better skiing.
Welcome back, Freeride fans, to the Freeride Guide. My name is Mark Warner, and I am with my co-host, Mr. Derek Foose, who is currently in Verbier. I am here in Kicking Horse. We're dueling hotel rooms today, Derek Foose.
Yeah, the life of suitcase travel. Verbier, Kicking Horse. This is like Freeride time of year, big time. It's all going on. Challengers, FWT finals, junior champs next week. I'm just like frothing on Freeride right now.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about, and we both have busy days today. So I'll get right into the good stuff in a moment. But first, we need to talk about the even better things, the people that make this happen. So first of all, it's you folks listening, the Freeride fans. So if you're listening, you're just finding us, you're watching us on YouTube, the Freeride Guide is available on every podcast app and on YouTube, as I just mentioned, located on the Low Pressure Podcast YouTube channel. And if you enjoy the show, we'd really appreciate it if you'd click that subscribe button or that follow button. Leave us a 5-star review if you think it's worthy. And you can follow us on Freeride_guide on Instagram, because we'll be throwing up some really neat clips from these episodes. Thank you very much to our sponsor, Surefoot Custom Ski Boots, fitting you with custom heated liners, and Surefoot Custom Orthotics. Ski boots are a long-term investment in your skiing experience, and Surefoot is here to educate your decision. Don't just take our word for it. Come and experience what you've been missing at one of 29 Surefoot locations around the US, Canada, and Europe. And finally, Head Skis and Tyrolia Bindings. The Head Core collection is built to ski anything, and are a Freeride World Tour partner, as well as a sponsor of the Freeride Guide, as well as many other FWT athletes, including current Verbier competitors, Max Hitzig, Abel Moga, Agostina Vietti, Jack Kolish, and then there are lots and lots of others that are competing in the qualifiers, the challengers. So big thanks to Head Skis and Tyrolia Bindings, and I will be, I'm here in Kicking Horse, and I will be on my 107 cores today. Just got them mounted up. They've got nice sharp edges, but we may get some fresh snow, so I may not need them. Okay, let's get into this. So, Verbier Xtreme, the YETI Verbier Xtreme. Actually, it's reversed. It's the YETI Xtreme Verbier.
The Xtreme Verbier, yeah. I think this might be my favorite comp ever.
Ever?
It's maybe. I mean, it top to bottom, perfect. It wasn't a bunch of crashing. The snow was unbelievable. The weather was great. The riders rode like right to the top of their potential. Everything about it. It ran on the Saturday. We weren't D- something. We didn't, like Saturday. Is nuts. Like,
I guess they balanced
so many people.
I guess they balanced out all the crappy karma from earlier in the season.
Somebody paid off the weather gods, because we got it. We got it perfect on D-Day, first possible day of competition. We ran, conditions were perfect. Like, to me, it's like kind of between this one and Georgia 2024, when you just have everybody landing everything.
7 scores in the 90s for ski men.
Yeah, and it just feels like it really moves the needle. Like the sport kind of just took a step across all 4 categories, and it was just magic. Like everything about it, every aspect, top to bottom. One of my favorite comps ever.
Yes, amazing. Yeah, it was really fun to watch, and it went quickly too. Like, which was I really enjoyed, to be honest with you. I very much enjoyed that, because it was on at midnight again. So having it done before 4 a.m. was fantastic.
There was definitely a bit of hustle in everybody's step, because the clouds were forecast to come and first go flat light and then go zero viz. So it was like put the pedal down and get it going. No brakes. They were even running people from different start gates when other people had fallen and not collected their skis yet from other start gates. So it was fast, but that's great. Like when it's fast and the action is nonstop and the action is at the absolute maximum level, everything about it was, it was a special one for sure. Memorable.
Did it get cloudy afterwards? Did they,
big time.
It worked out perfectly.
When we were skiing out to the bottom after awards, it was like you couldn't even see the ground. It was full milk.
Really, like that quickly?
Yeah, we probably had an hour to spare. So it wasn't like red flags. But we wouldn't have wanted to go much longer than we did. We got awards kind of done, and it was the clouds were coming, and then by the time that was finished and everyone had a beer and lots of hugs and photos and stuff, by the end of that it was white.
Cool. Well, awesome.
So,
and they're so good with fine tuning and like pinpointing the weather windows. They do such a great job with that when they're able to, when it's available. All right, so let's talk about some of the weather there. So beautiful sunny day. I was looking at videos from Austria and from the Alps, and it looked like it was just you getting pounded, like 50 centimeters, close to a meter in some places. I've seen some videos where I was like, oh, that guy is neck deep.
Yeah, the days leading up to the event, it was pretty much snowing every day, and we'd get these little clearings. So the skiing around Verbier has been unbelievable. Like it's cold. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, nice. It's been like minus 15. So the snow's blower, and the stability issues that they've had across Europe have somewhat healed, I think, from the heat. That basically the snowpack was really unstable and dangerous. And we've seen like all kinds of avalanche accidents across the Alps all winter long. But the stability was great. They put 7 bombs on the face and nothing budged. A little bit of slough here and there, but it was incredible, like really perfect. And yeah, the forecast was for 20 and it snowed 50. And it was just blower power. It was so good.
So wild. I bet you with the extra snow that fell, they had a little bit of PTSD from, was it 2023 when we watched the entire slope rip off after a couple bombs.
Exactly. Everyone was worried about that.
And then I think another conversation for another podcast is it was so warm and so brutal in Europe for 3 weeks that we thought the winter was done, global warming, and now it's minus 50 and it's snowing 50 cent. Like that's another conversation.
There's snow all the way to the valley. There's snow in Sion, like down the valley, the city down the valley from Le Chab, which is at the base of the mountain of Verbier. There's snow in Le Chab. Verbier looks like mid-February. There's like big piles of snow on the roads and all in the trees. Like it's perfect. Like it couldn't be better. And I was really surprised when I got here, dragging my bags down from the gondola to where we're staying through like big snowbanks and stuff. I was like, what? I thought
Did you pack for like a spring weather comp?
Yeah, I threw in a big puffy jacket right at the last minute because we're sitting still for the whole broadcast. So lucky I did, because I was in Europe 2 weeks ago in Fieberbrunn, and it was like summer vacation. So
hot. Yeah. All right, should we get into this?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get started with snowboard men. So with the run order, so in this one, since it's the last comp of the year, they traditionally go reverse order from the current standings, which I absolutely love. I think it's the best part of any of them. That's better than a bib draw, better than pulling numbers. Reverse order, awesome. And it actually turned out really, really exciting for snowboard men here.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd love to do that in every event, but doing it for finals is so sick, because it builds the tension through the entire category, and the way it played out for snowboard men couldn't have been better. I mean, you watch Liam like do the run that he did, and then Victor's up there with the chance to win the title and have it be 5, and he's still got to perform. Like, yeah, there's so much drama in it. That was like the jeopardy of it. It makes you like you could feel it.
All right, so 1, 2, and 3. And then obviously this had a lot of consequence on not only this event, but the overall title. So in first place, Liam Rivera adds to the list of local Swiss riders who have won on the Beck with a 96. His run was flawless. He's been riding like every single year he gets a little bit better. Everything he's done has built him up to that run. 96-0. In second place for the Verbier Extreme, we have Victor De La Rue with a 75. And then in third with Cesar Baran, who started it all with a 73.67, who held on to a podium spot. Liam beat Victor by 21 points.
It was perfect. It was absolutely perfect from top to bottom. He went huge. He had tricks. He knew exactly where he was going. Like everything about that run was just immaculate. It was, yeah. He's been building. His form just keeps getting better, and he's so strong, like physically strong, that he's landing those huge airs and tricks, and he never gets bent out of shape at all. And then he's got the board handling skills where on some of those landings he had to get on the heel side edge, shed some speed, and then get direction to the next one. And every placement of his snowboard was so precise to just do what it needed to do and nothing else, and nothing more. There was no overdoing it. That was incredible. And I mean, Victor's score, considering he had a crash, I think tells the tale of the kind of what, not a full crash, but a punch front, of what might have been. I think if he had cleaned the whole run, he might have elevated even above Liam's score, because he managed a 75-point run with a fall, and the rest of his run was just unbelievable. I mean, he really is the best guy out there right now on a snowboard, I think.
Liam might have something to say about that, I think.
Well, yeah, I mean,
he's working on it. So that's something we got to talk about. So that is the roster. Basically, that's the podium, the rostrum for the Verbier, the Xtreme Verbier. I always get that in reverse order. Maybe it's a French. When you translate French to English, it kind of reverses. So I'll just use that as my excuse. But I do want to say, like, Shane Blue Sandblom had an amazing run. But I want to talk about this. So Liam put down that run of a lifetime in a season where he put down a few. He just missed out on what I'm going to be calling the new Triple Crown. World Champs, Verbier Extreme, overall title. He just missed out. So there was a little bit of questioning. There were some interesting questions about the judging this week, which there always are, right? And it's not necessarily to criticize them, but it's just fun for us to talk about and say, hey, what if? So Victor took a really, really long time for them to judge Victor's run. And it was his results 100%. And you can see it by the results here. The overall title, Liam and Victor had 31,000 points, 31,600 points each. It took a really long time for them to judge Victor. A lot of people think 75 is high. You just made an argument against what I'm about to say, but a lot of people thought 75 was high with a punch front, with a crash. And a lot of people were starting to get suspicious that it was taking so long for Victor to be scored. And then all of a sudden, he's just in the right spot he needs just to make it to the overall title and get 5 in a row to make that overall. It's a wonderful story, but it got to a point where people started to get a little bit suspicious. Now, I'm not saying any of that's true. I just think this is fun to talk about. Devil's advocate.
I think you can put the conspiracy theories straight in the bin, because there's a couple factors. First of all, the judges don't know the overall situation at all. They're not even considering that in the moment. And if you just break it down for what it was, comparing Victor's run to Cesar's run, Cesar had a pretty significant control issue as well. And
on his second air,
yeah. And the rest of Victor's run was insane, like really, truly unbelievable. I mean, the backflip at the top cross court, when you looked at how far the bomb hole was from where he took off, above all that exposure. Like everything about it was just so sick. And this is the beauty of this sport, is you can, even with an error, it doesn't sewer your entire run. It negates, some points off that feature. And even if that was, that was probably like a 20 plus point deduction for that crash. And this is what I was saying before. If Victor had landed that run, I think he would have been in the like 98 range. I think that might have been one of the strongest runs ever. On the, now that's obviously just me talking. I'm not a judge. But I watched that comp, and we were waiting, and I know they weren't comparing it to Liam's because Liam's was perfect. Victor had a big control issue. But relative to Caesar's, it was better. Like I will die on that hill. It was better. And then what that does to the overall, there's no consideration to that whatsoever in the judges' tent. They're judging the event, and then the points fall where they fall. And the fact that they tied in the overall, and then the count back goes to Victor because his throwaway score right now is a 6th, and Liam's throwaway score is a 9th. So that's where the tie break goes to Victor.
So that's so funny because
they both have a first in the early season, and then they both have a win and a second in finals. So it was Victor Liam in Alaska, and then it was Liam Victor in Verbier. So obviously more points available in finals. So the tie break is the count back for the 4th result where they both fell, but Liam came lower than Victor, 6th and 9th. And that's what the entire thing came down to. But I will guarantee you the judges take none of that into account when they're putting their scores in.
So the throwaway wasn't actually a throwaway.
Yeah,
exactly. It came down to the quote unquote throwaway to determine the overall champion of the season.
When you look on the FWT website under the rankings heading for snowboard men, it's got that 4th event with a cross through it. But for those two, that counted because they got to break the tie somehow. So it goes to the 4th event, and the 6th versus the 9th. 6th for Victor and 9th for Liam, and both of those were crashes for them. So it's like, who crashed slightly less badly in your the comp where you didn't come first or second. So
that's why you gotta get up and keep going.
100%.
If you get like that right there, I'm kind of curious. I kind of want to go back and watch those. Maybe we can do that for the like the final wrap up episode and just kind of see, because we always say if you crash and your ski or your ski's not off or you're on your board, just get up and still try and get points and features, because all of those points may count in the future. And for them, it counted for the absolute overall title. This is tighter than the 40 points that Elizabeth Gerritsen beat Hedvig from. All those years ago.
Exactly. A dead tie. And what you just said, that philosophy applies to the Xtreme Verbier as well, because Victor easily, after that punch front, could have just ridden down, but he kept going and still continued to just blow our minds. Like it barely even affected his fluidity. It was just like a quick front roll and he still going. Easily could have just been like, run's botched, I'm done, I'm going to ride down. But he didn't. He kept going. He hit more features. He kept doing things that like almost nobody can do, and pushed himself back up above Cesar and into a title. Like it's
pretty cool. We should start calling him Victory de la Rue, I think. But huge credit to the three of them on the podium, and Liam for just stepping his game up every year. He's been one of the best riders on the tour for years. But now it's like he's got into a new level, and I'm sure he's going to have that chip on his shoulder, like, I finally beat this guy. Did I finally beat this guy? He proved it with that last run, but also congrats to him for winning in his hometown. The guy's, if he's not already a legend there, being like one of the nicest people and the raddest riders ever, he's definitely punched his ticket to elite status in that town.
Big time. Yeah. And look out next year. Like if he's able to continue improving, we could have a real fight on our hands. I mean, not that it gets any closer than like a tie for the overall, but he could continue bringing the fight. And in that category, it's so exciting. Like a fully healthy Shane Blue Sandblom next year, I think is going to be just an absolute threat. And then it, obviously we're only one event into the challengers in region 2, but like looks like it could be 2, previous tour riders coming back in Tilden and Holden. Of course, nothing's done there. There's still 2 more events, so that's like wild speculation. Getting way ahead of myself, but
we'll get to that near the end here. Yeah,
it's gonna be red hot next year for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So another couple little moments I wanted to point out. Sasha Baliko with the big backflip, the Alacody Bramwell. I was thinking that. I said that to myself, and then you said it on the broadcast. Backflip into the exposure, and then huck that. He went for the 360 and unfortunately punch front, and then went for 720, which was amazing. So that was the only 7 that we saw from snowboard men. Yeah, so great job from all the snowboard men. Congrats to Victor. Congrats to Liam. Good way to end. Great way to start this comp and to end the season for them. A little bit of drama at the end there. So let's get on to ski men, which is the best one we've had all season, without question, because it was a rough one this year for the ski men, in my opinion. I think you can agree. We only had 4 NSs in this event versus 7 or 8 like we've had for most of them. Still, it's 4.
Yeah, and they were crashes where guys were going for it, and doing like mind-bending things. And I mean, it was kind of wild to me that Jack Kolish and Victor Halewoods had like the identical crash, that huge backflip off a diving board to just many tomahawks. Joey Leonardo.
The snow seemed to Joey Leonardo's like, hey, you're not taking my title. I think he still has the Tommy Leonardo name. That was wonderful. But the snow looked amazing. It looked like stomping snow, but it also decided if it was just going to hold on to your skis or not. It gobbled up a lot of equipment today or yesterday when we watched it.
Yeah. And it was that one. Both of those guys said that the lip was way kickier than they thought it was going to be. So they just got absolutely sent up and out, and it's the back. So it's steep. The ground falls away aggressively. And they both were coming around from those flips being like, oh my God, I'm still so high in the air.
I wrote a note for Jax, and it said a huge backflip into a Titan R chute, and then in brackets, looked like he realized it was bigger than expected while in the air.
You were 100% right. Yeah, that's exactly what he said. And Victor Hellwood, the exact same. He was just like, whoa. They said it was like a park jump. And I rewatched it after talking to them just to see. And yeah, you can see, especially from the drone when it's behind Jack, the Wu-Tang on that lip is nuts. So you just like, the ground just plummets away from the end. And yeah, they were like, oh no.
Yeah. So let's get into the title here. So in first place, no surprise there, Mr. Ben Richards with a 96. We've had a bunch of really high 90s runs today. So 2 in a row where the winner gets a 96. He was the last to drop. No, pardon me. Toby Rafford was the last to drop.
Yeah, Toby was last.
Ben was second to last to drop. He ended up on the top spot. Toby was the last to drop. He ended up in second. He really, really went for it. And then in third place, we had Timo Rolshoven. So all 3 ski men with a 90s in their runs today. Ben Richards just did what he's been doing all season.
Yeah, it was funny. Wei Tian at the end of the day was kind of like looking around almost like he's confused, and he's like, what is Ben just like the best person to ever do this? Like he's just he's in automatic mode right now. Every time he drops in, you're glued to the edge of your seat. It's perfect. I can't even believe what he's able to do. And at those kind of speeds, he never really comes out of the fall line to slow down. It's only to direct himself to the next feature where you're going to see some like ridiculous trick. And then when he lands, he barely even bends his legs. Like he has just on a day where everybody rode unbelievably well, like all the way down to 8th. We had runs that on other days could have won. He still took a significant step above the field and just like, I mean, that is the most well-deserved title I can imagine. He was it's almost
like
lock.
It's almost like he's some kind of like super skier made in the lab. He's got a little bit of Christopher Turdell. He's got a little bit of Raina Barkert. He's got a little bit of Marcus Eder. He's got, you know what I mean? Little bit of Max Hitze, little segments of like the best part of all of the best skiers. And he's like, I'm going to take that little bit. I'm going to take this little bit. He's like the tastiest Freeride cake that's ever been made.
Oh yeah, he's so good. He's so good, and he just keeps delivering. Like he never really seems to have the pressure bobbles or any of that. It's just like, yeah, I can do that. I'll go there. I'll do every big feature between the start gate and the finish area, trick them all, and make it look perfect. It was, yeah.
And I know he's
easy win.
I know he's a true Kiwi, true humble Kiwi man. You know, it's not you know, he's not a big, you know, shit talker. Just maybe within his crew, but like, you know, he's a pretty, you know, not, he doesn't act as a human. He doesn't act the way his skiing is, basically, is the right way to put it. But I can imagine after winning all of those events and still being behind Toby, he's probably thinking like, what's happening here? Let's put this down. And as I mentioned, Liam just missed out on the Triple Crown. I'm calling it. I'm making it a thing. I'm going to call the FWT and let's make it a Triple Crown. Ben wins the Triple Crown, the first ever World Championships, Verbier, and the overall in the same year.
I like it. I think they should add that to their columns. I think it's great. I mean, yeah, and so well deserved. He won on merit. He beat one of the most stacked fields ever to the title. Incredible, just incredible season for Ben.
So you mentioned down to eighth place, which I like to talk about, is an 88.67.
Yeah,
that's nuts. That's insane. Like, so there were two 89.67s. There's an 89.93, a 93.3. Like, I want to talk about each and every one of their runs, but first I want to talk about, so Ben went through and put down that amazing run. Toby Rafford steps up, takes that massive drop away floaty 360, continues on to his run, and then creeps over to the Marcus Gogan double, which Marcus had just hit. First person to ever hit it. That's why they named it after him. Second person, and only the second person to ever hit it, because he went right back there again, and it looked huge and amazing. And then Toby's like, oh, I can do that too. So he went over right after Marcus put the track in for him. And then watching him kind of
left another track.
Yeah, watched him creep into it because it's that second shelf is so small that just kind of dripped onto it, but it's huge. Do you guys figure out kind of what the does the tour kind of figure out what the size of the cliffs are? Do they have like a laser measure or anything like that? I'd love to find out how big some of those are.
Yeah, they've got this cool 3D model that they're beta testing for the riders, where you can like pull the cursor and measure stuff. And it said the second air, maybe it said it was 25 meters, which seems
75 feet.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that.
Take off to landing, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you can like pull the cursor and then click, and it'll tell you how long the little line that you've made is. So, you know, they were drawing the line just on the rock face, and it said it was 25 meters. So I'm not sure, but it's huge. And the first one's almost bigger than the second one. And as you said, the pad in the middle is so short, so short. And if you overshoot a little bit and land on the edge,
carnage.
Oh yeah, like
I don't want to see that.
No.
Don't even want to talk about that.
But it was fun, you know, hanging with Marcus and Toby was asking Marcus all kinds of questions about it and really getting the beta on it. And yeah, I was stoked to see that somebody else wanted to pick. A lot of the other riders were like, absolutely not. No, thank you. I'm not going anywhere near that thing. And Marcus was nervous. He's like, well, man, after I did it, I said for sure it was this most scariest thing I've ever done, and now I'm gonna go do it again. Like, damn. And
he laced it. He put down the run that he's been waiting to do all season. I don't think he's really been happy with the run this year, and it gives him an 89.67. He was the fifth person to drop, but it ends him in seventh place. And that run, like, like I don't even know where to start. Like I want to talk about YETI and Hose. Perfect double with the enormous backy straight into that second air. Like that was bonkers.
Yeah, and just good enough for fourth. Like not even on the podium with that. With the like, probably one of the best singular, well, I guess double moves of the year. Like flipping into that double, it's so committing. You're above so much exposure. You have to make the turn, and then just pounding off the second one. Another one like Marcus, who was so happy to just put down the plan and finish a run and be like, oh yeah, I am good at this.
So I'm going to run down the scores here. Ben in top spot with a 96. Toby, 94.67. Timo, 93 with a huge big backflip. That 360 cross-court double. He didn't put a hair out of place in third place with a 93. YETI 91.67. Max Hitzig, 93.3. Ugo, 89.93. Marcus, 89. Finn Powell, 88.67. I want to talk about Finn Powell. Another, I think the most comments and the most DMs and the most I have things I got about, we'll talk about it on the backslap a little bit later, was he's the only person that landed a double. I don't even remember. I'm trying to remember. Did we have any doubles landed this year? Right. So he lands a double and he ends up in 8th place. So I'd actually think I want to. So let's maybe jump into the backslap right now, because the backslap is both of them are pretty much directly about this. So let's just tuck into the backslap email right away. The backslap inbox. If you have a comment, a question, something you want to tell us, you want to give us a pat slap on the back, or if we backslapped on a take, send it to Freeride Guide Podcast. No, pardon me. Backslap at freerideguidepodcast.com. Backslap at freerideguidepodcast.com. And both of them that I got were from Finn's run specifically. So I will paraphrase. I'm going to change the wording around a little bit, but it said, a quote, from Finn got screwed going first, from Baptiste Arroyo. He said, what this Finn got, it's alliteration. What the subject says, but curious if y'all agree or not. And then our unofficial, I guess, correspondent, backslap correspondent, Sam Bender, sent us another one. The final was so sick to see most of the ski men field putting runs down, although it's brutal seeing some guys with fantastic runs end up with such low spots. Finn in particular felt like his score was too low. I'd love to get more explanation how the scoring is done. Well, we'll get one of the judges on to do an actual, maybe a clinic or a scoring episode specifically, or judging episode. I'm going to skip kind of past the rest. Obviously skipping features or not hitting some features are going to lower your score. The more features you hit, the more score you get. But basically, I thought the same thing. Did Finn get screwed by going first? Because when you go first, the judges have to set that center point, like a base point, something to work from. So you get a guy on a 50 centimeter Bluebird day. It's the finals. It's the Beck, and you got a guy huck a double as the first run. And you're like, okay, we got to have room to move here. And there were some spectacular runs, but I personally believe that he was scored a little low. Hit that right out of the top, hit that little side transfer.
It was still, what, an 86, 88?
Yeah, double backflip. He was in full attack mode. So what are your thoughts on that? I understand it because the runs were great, but if he had dropped 5th or 6th, would he have been scored higher because he threw a double? And is the double more impressive when you see 6 or 7 impressive runs and you do a double, which is a standout trick versus everyone else's runs because no one did it? Like if it did a different order, would the run order be different? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, so I thought a lot about that too, because, they dropped the score. I was like, oh yeah, high 80s for the first rider. The judges are making a statement with that. That wasn't like a safe score. They already pushed themselves into a pretty small box, knowing that they still had all of those like gnarly guys still to come by putting them in the high 80s, which was well deserved. But so you go up. All right, well, who's ahead of him? Marcus. Okay, the big 360 way up high. Start 3 100% is gnarlier than start 1 or 2. It's much steeper. The exposure below you is so intense. And then he does that big 360 above all the exposure, goes in and then does the gnarliest double drop on the planet. Is that better or worse than Finn's? Okay, well, Finn did a double, but it's off a pretty small feature. The 360 up top was cool. It was a very small air in to get over there. He couldn't pound off that thing. So, all right, I look at that and Marcus, I'm like, I think Marcus takes it. Then we go up to Ugo. That one I could kind of see maybe being somewhere else. Then you go up to Hitzig and you're like, all right, well, he hit every single thing, huge, big backflip. Again, start 3 above the exposure, just objectively harder, scarier, more dangerous. All right, now we go up to Wei Tian. Start 1, that backflip to double, for commitment, for line score, everything about that. I put it above Finn. You go to Timo. He stepped up what Wei Tian did. He went in the similar zone, but he did way more at the top and at the bottom, where Wei Tian had like some stuff, but the backbone of that run was the flip into the double. Then you go to Toby. All right, well, he does the 3 off the enormous cliff at the top and does the Gogan double. Better than Finn? Yep. And then you go to Ben. Is that the best run we've ever seen on the Beck? Better than Finn? Yep. I'm like, all right, well, where do you put him? Like, and this is my take on these comps where everybody slays. We're always going to have so-and-so got robbed because people like the style. They like the double backflip. It was an insane run. It was a high 80s run, but I'm just looking at the people that finished ahead of him. I'm like, yep. And Finn was fine with it. He's like, oh yeah, like I was down at the bottom. I watched everybody's run live. And he's like, on any other day that could have won. But it just happened to be the day where ski men just went absolutely ballistic top to bottom of the field. And that's kind of the way it shakes out. And that's what happens when we have these comps. You look back, Georgia 2024, Chablot finished 9th with a 90-point run. Like robbed? No, I don't know. I mean, it's the I guess the one, I hesitate to call it a downside, but the one downside to the comps where everybody skis to their potential, because this field is unbelievably talented. So when everybody skis to their potential, you're going to have podium or winning runs that are in 8th. That's just the nature of how a comp like this is going to go. I don't disagree, but at the same time, when you do that little rundown, and I'm like, I kind of think he's where he should be, which is hard to say because I love Finn and I love how he skis and I absolutely love that run. And like you said, it was the best possible way to open the field. We're like, oh, it's going to be that kind of day. And the difficulty of that double backflip. I mean, how many attempts did we see on a double backflip off that same cliff last year and nobody stuck it? We saw Timo try it. We saw Bender try it. We saw Ben Richards try it.
Not many.
Multiple guys couldn't make it work last year. And then Finn, boom, goes first, laced. Like, so good. But I don't know. I mean, we're going to have X got robbed and Y got robbed every time we have one of these comps where everybody pops off. And I'll take it. If that's the drawback to one of these comps, I'll take the controversy to get to see the show.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well done. Actually, that was. I was thinking about that. I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, I gotcha. So, great explanation. I know one of the judges actually might be sitting right behind the camera, watching you right now. Gun to your head style.
No, there's nobody here. There's nobody here right now.
No, I'm just teasing. But yeah, I know I don't disagree with any of that. I also am curious, like, what's more, this is just a conversation for another time, another day, is what's more important? Is it the line choice which a lot of what you were just talking about with the start 3. So we didn't even mention there's 3 different starts. All have different consequence levels and line, I guess,
like difficulty,
right? So what holds a higher value? Is it like out of the categories? Is it fluidity has a higher value? Is it control? Is it
line score? Line score is king.
Line score is king. So like a good sport. Line score is better than the guy throwing a double backflip.
If you crush it, yeah, and if a double backflip is sick, but it goes into air and style. He maxed out that feature, but it's not a huge feature, just relative to the scale of the Beck. That's not a huge cliff on the Beck, and so he absolutely maxed it out, and he did everything you could do on the line. He did, he had the big 360. He skied the top closeout thing beautifully. But yeah, line score is king in freeride. And the way that I break it down to like freeride club parents who don't understand the sport, or when we have new young kids come in, the simplest explanation is you want to ski the most difficult thing that you can still make look awesome. Right? That's the balance, not just the most difficult thing on the venue, because if you're side slipping and slowly jump turning or stopping or whatever, but that's the game, right? That's the tightrope that these athletes have to navigate. So the hardest thing that you can do, but still make it look sick. And the 7 guys who finished above Finn did arguably harder stuff and made it look sick. So like I don't know. It's tough. Cause again, I love Finn as a skier and as a person. And I loved that run. But I'm not convinced that he got robbed. I think he got robbed by the day, he got robbed.
Yeah. That's like, a good way of putting it.
On another, if he did that run in Valto or in Spain, he wins for sure. Yeah. But today the whole field popped off and that was an 8th place run.
I think that's a great way of putting it. Robbed by the day. It's like, you just got to be best on the day. Right. So, kudos to all those guys. I also want to give a shout out to Abel, who kind of had a Marcus Gauguin style adventure of a run, tap it into his mentor.
Oh yeah, that was straight Aymar
Navarro. That La Bamba double, like, just stoked to see that, but fighting to stay on his skis right into that backflap, like
that turn was just unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable. The
turn of his life.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, had to make it, and if he high sided, he would have gone into Joey Leonardo town. Just flipping and flipping and flipping, but he made the turn, controlled the speed, controlled all the wobbles after the double, and then to have the presence of mind and, like, I don't know, just physical wherewithal to just be like, oh, now it's time to backflip. Like, what?
He probably wanted to do a front flip and realized he's a little backseat, so he shifted.
I know he can rotate both ways.
You may have to ask him. Yeah, but we know what he loves. Even Hadley mentioned it, I think, at the top.
Yeah, I don't think he loved that. I think he was like, come on, like, I can do other stuff.
Well, he's pigeonholed himself. It's his own damn fault. Abel, it's your own fault, man. You're the front flip guy. You'll always be the front flip guy. From
his run, his run was fantastic too. It was. I love that, just full throttle energy.
All right, so that's ski men. So congrats to our first ever Triple Crown winner. I'm making it a thing. I'm going to call him and be like, hey,
yeah, and we've got 2 of them this year.
The Freeride Guide Triple Crown. Yeah, we've got a couple. We almost had 3, but here we have one we did not expect. So ski women. 6 women went down the hill, and only 9 poles made it to the bottom. Justine finished the run with no poles, and I think Sabine came down with 1.
Yep.
The mountain was hungry for equipment today. I wonder if it's opening up a rental shop, because a lot of people landed skis right off as soon as they touched the snow. Same thing with the poles, just gobbling up gear. So in first place with a 95, So another high 90s run. 96, 96, 95. Lou Baran with a spectacular run. In second place, Justine Dufour-Lapointe with this 79.67. So what is that? Like a 15 point
15
difference?
point gap to first.
So there was no question who was the queen of that day. And then Sabile with a 78.97, 7.7 points separate first and third. And I haven't done the math, but it may have caused a change in the overall rankings. I'd have to double check that. But Lou Baran in first, Justine Dufour-Lapointe in second, Sabile Blancjean in third. And it with the reverse order, we haven't really talked about Lou much this year. She's just been kind of quietly flying under the radar. If you look at her scores, stop 1, she got a third place. Stop 2 was her throwaway. She came in 6th. In the Alaskan final, 2nd. And then on this final, 1st. So she's quietly been literally walking up the steps of the podium to the end, which eventually put her over the top. So looking at Lou and Sabile, each of them have a 1st, a 2nd, and a 3rd. And their throwaway is both 6th place.
Yeah.
So they
so
have
tight.
They have the exact same podium places throughout the season, and they both have a win in the final, but it came down to the 2nd and the 3rd place. Lou's 2nd was 9,600 points. Sabile's was 8,000. Sabile's 3rd was 76.75, and Lou's 3rd was 6,400. So the point increase into the finals is what really pushed it over the top. And it was only a 325 point spread.
Close.
They had 4 exact finishes, but because of that slight point increase, that's what set it off. Yeah. And it was great as well, because I wish I had been more aware of where Lou was sitting. Like I said, she kind of flew under our radar all season. Is because if I was aware, that final, same thing with Ben and Toby, same thing with Liam and Victor. Lou was the second to last to drop, and Sabile was last to drop, and that came right down to it to decide the overall final.
Yeah, and the ski women was so exciting because mathematically coming into this event, any one of the 6 of them could have won the title if things shook out exactly right. If they won and X, Y, and Z happened, any single one of them could have been, World Tour champion. So it was super exciting, and the build up to the final rider, Sabile in there, like, okay, title's on the line. She needs to be 1st or 2nd. She ends up 3rd. Doesn't quite get it over the finish line for the title, but it was so close. And okay, we got to talk about Lou's run. Because 2 360s on the back in ski women is game changing. And I'm so disappointed in myself in the broadcast. She spun both ways. She did a right 3 off the wind lip at the top and a left 3 off the cliff in the middle. That is unheard of in ski women. I've never, ever, ever seen someone spin both ways in a run. And the top one, the right 3, which is her unnatural way, was above so much exposure. That was gnarly. Like, it's not a huge 3, and it's cross court, so you're spinning uphill. It's alley-oop. You really only need to go like 300 degrees of rotation. But that was gnarly to do that up there and spin oppo. Just so sick, and really bringing, like, she's a slopestyle Olympian. She brought that, and I was really excited to see Lou ski with some heat and aggression, and like she went after it up there and got rewarded for it. I mean, 95 points. That was an easy one for the judges, just relative to some of the other categories where they're like, oh my God, what are we doing here? Like, everybody's just doing video game runs. It was incredible. I'm so impressed with Lou, rookie on the tour, but a run like that on the back, that was maybe the best ski women's run that we've seen. on the petit back. Like it was just perfection with tricks and still going big. She did the feature at the top that lots of people did as a single, as a double. And then threeing the windlip her wrong way, and then spinning like fall line off the nose of a cliff. Like everything about that was just so sick. I loved it.
Huge, absolutely huge. Like what a performance, and what a stamp to say, hey, I'm here. Like just kind of creeping, hanging out in the background. I don't know if you ever see that Simpsons episode where there's like the mob battle in his front yard, and and Marge is like, hey, let's come inside. He's like, yeah, but the little guy hasn't done anything yet. And as soon as they close the door, you can hear it. He's like, oh no, that's kind of what Lou did. She just kind of like hung out in the background all season, just doing her thing. And then when it came time, basically put her foot down and stomped the rest of the competition. Not only a run, but the overall. So like, congrats to Lou. In second place, we've got Justine Dufour-Lapointe doing what she does. The nice little top, just more of a straight line. I was hoping maybe we'd see a backflip from her. But she just skied a straight free ride line, like just straight up, fast, lots of air, charging, and hit that big cliff at the bottom where she ended up losing both of her poles and just didn't even let it phase her. She just said, well, cool, I'm up. I'm up and I'm out.
Yeah, you guys at home listening to this can fact check me on what I'm about to say, but I think that was the biggest error of the season in ski women.
I think so too.
She went into that going so fast, and it was funny because she had some little hesitations on the smaller airs up higher, not big like fluidity issues, but little speed checks, little slowdowns, and then that one, nothing, no slowing down, no foot off the gas, just like boom off. And she said it was so much bigger than she thought it was going to be when she got into the air. It was like, whoa.
I bet you, knowing her, those little hesitations were tests for that final one.
Yeah, and often you see this in competitive freeride where when you have your biggest thing at the bottom, mentally you're already down there. So the nerves are building, the tension's building, and you're like, oh, I got to get down there. And we see it in junior freeride all the time where people will mess up high because they don't have their head in the present.
They're not focused.
They're focused down lower on the big, scary, gnarly thing that they're going to do at the end. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it absolutely could have been that. I mean, and they weren't big hesitations. I just thought the contrast was kind of funny that she was a little less chargy on the little ones, and then absolutely buck wild charge on the biggest one. And I think the biggest error of the year for ski women.
Yeah. I think so. I wouldn't doubt it. If you're listening, send us a backslap, everybody.
Yeah. Throw the backslap fact check.
I'm looking at you, Sam Bender. Yeah. And then in third with a 78.97, like I said, 0.7 points, 0.70 below, less than a full point below, is Sybille Blanjean, who is a former champion on the Beck. With the gate, an air right out the start gate, huge cliff. She's charging hard like you did. Great to have her back this season too. She hasn't made big noise, just very understated. I'm gonna go in and ski hard like I always have all season, and she just came that close to taking the overall title.
I love like how Sybille skis. I love the charge. She's got really I don't know, kind of pleasing to the eye. Her technique, like her turns are well crafted, and she skis fast, and she doesn't hesitate ever. I mean, her big middle air was also huge. I think maybe we're talking about that big air that Justine hit, and it certainly had a better transition in the landing than the pancake flat, where Justine went. It was a great run.
So just doing some quick math here, and I know neither of us are great at it. If Sybille missed out from second place by less than a point. If she was in second, she would have taken the overall title.
Yeah, so she missed the title by less than a point in a run. Yeah,
she missed the titles for less than a point, which is, I'd say, in the hierarchy of it, it was Liam and Victor tied for the exact same amount of points. Then it would be Sybille and Lou with less than a point. then into maybe Hedvig and Elizabeth Gerritsen for the 40 overall. But when you look at it, you're like, is 40 overall different than 1 point in one comp that would have given you, who knows?
Yeah, I
But
mean,
like,
you can drive yourself crazy going that deep into the
Yeah.
math
like
for sure.
retrospectively,
And I'm sure she is looking at that and being like, damn, like that's as close as you can come.
yeah. Or she didn't realize it and now heard us and is like, oh, what?
Yeah.
What? But yeah, that's like minuscule. That's just such a minuscule, like fine line. And I kind of wish I was aware of these things ahead of time, because it would have just elevated that drama heading into the final. But holy cow, man.
Yeah, and I think we got to give credit to the whole field, because after Alaska, it's interesting, in different comps, certain categories either really flare up or really kind of don't. And in Alaska, 6 ski women, 5 of them fell. Sibyl was the only one to put down a clean run. Lou was in second with a full backslap and a crash. And then, like Zoe also on the podium with a full crash. She fell off a cliff, but still on the podium. So taking that in Alaska, where the field was struggling, and then we come to Verbier, and like Winter comes 6th. So in this field, at the bottom of the field, with a great run. Another another group of athletes who were not robbed, but kind of robbed by the day. Like Winter does that run in Alaska, she's for sure on the podium, maybe winning. And then she does that run on the back and is 6th. And you're like, whoa. Augustina skied great. Everybody, Zoe skied unbelievable. Like it was another category where the whole field went off, like 0 crashes compared to 5 out of 6 in the last event. So yeah, full credit for the whole ski women's field for just bringing the thunder, like top to bottom. And yeah, to come 6th on a day where you're like, damn, I like put down my plan and skied really well, skied fast, went hard, sent it. And you're still in 6th. Like it's just the nature of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. So congratulations to Lou Beren in 1st on the day, Justine 2nd on the day, and Sibyl 3rd on the day. But the overall, Justine and Sibyl switch. Lou top spot, Sibyl in 2nd, and Justine Dufour-Lapointe in 3rd for the overall of the 2026 Freeride World Tour Championship. We got one more category left here, my man.
Yeah, and another one that was really, really good. All 4 snowboard women, no falls. Solid runs, top to bottom. Michaela kicked us off, and
Noemi had a little tumble. Noemi had a little
you're
bit
right.
of a tumble.
You're right.
Yeah.
Noemi dug the nose of her board. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm giving credit where it's not due. But I mean, the story here is the total domination from Mia Jones. That season that she just had in her first year on the tour is just unbelievable. Her worst
another triple crown.
Another triple crown.
Crown. We have 2 of them and let's just say that both female champions are rookies. That has been our theme throughout the entire season. The rookies have come to play, and this absolutely proves it. The rookies are here to play. They won both fields.
Yeah. Both women's categories were run by first year on the tour riders, or won, sorry, by first year on the tour riders who won in Verbier. And Mia was just unstoppable. I mean, she's throwing away a podium result, and everything else she has is first. Winning in Alaska and Verbier, like, come on. The only rider in the field to go to start 3. And she rode so fast, so aggressive. She didn't have a lot of big features, but if you've looked at that face, or actually gotten to, if you've looked at that face or gotten to go on it, it's so steep, it's so scary. She was at terminal velocity for most of it, just full speed, attack, charge. I don't know, running out of words to to describe and compliment it, but it was a masterclass in big mountain riding, and you can see her pedigree, in line scoping, and I don't know if whatever. I mean, she was pretty open with it. She did not do what she planned to do. So that's 2 comps in a row
Again,
that she's
what's going to
she's
happen when she
won.
did it?
That's exactly what I said to her. I was like, man, when you actually ride your plan, you're going to win by 100 points. Like, what are we even doing here when you're completely offline and still have the commitment and the ability to read the terrain at such a high level that you can still put down like a incredible run. So yeah, that might be one of the most well-deserved title of all 4 categories. Mia Jones just completely dominant this season.
So
yeah, winning by
her and Ben did a lot of dominating this year. She won, so including the World Championships. She won 4 out of 5 events and was in 3rd on the second one. The only other person to win an event was Naomi Aki, and that was in Val Thorens. And what a change from last year. Naomi dominated last year. And we're like, oh, here we go. We've got another,
this is
Marion Erte type,
of an era.
right? Yeah. And then Mia comes in and went, no, hold on just a moment. I have something to say about that. So like this has been my favorite category this year. Just, I really love the progression. I like watching when categories pick up to the next level, like ski women did 4 or 5 years ago. This is really, really, really exciting. So in first place, we had Mia Jones. In second place with 4 second place finishes this season. Talk about consistency. But I'm sure she'd prefer not to be the most consistent runner-up ever.
Yeah, exactly. And I would love to win one, but it's tough Anna when Martinez you've got Noemi and Mia.
Anna Martinez with a spectacular season. And in third place on the day was Michaela Davis Meehan, who had another great run. She's really come on in the last couple events, really, really charging hard, picking her way down the hill. Like it was a great comp. I want to see more snowboard women in the finals. I'm going to say it. I think there needs to be more than 4. Let's put 6 in.
100%. I think the first step there is that category needs to be bigger.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, or 7.
Which let's get into that a little bit later. We've got we've talked about it a little bit, and I agree with you, but I think we need to really dive in and spend some time talking about that with our thoughts.
I'm down to talk about it because I got some strong feelings on that topic.
Yeah, and I do as well. And we've actually got we'll get to that. So we'll do a little recap of everything. But yeah, so on the day, Mia Jones, Anna Martinez, and Michaela Davis Meehan. But on the overall, it's Mia, Anna, and then Noemi. So congrats to all the snowboard women. And then, like I said, we're gonna dive a little deeper into that in some coming episodes here. Do you have a heads up moment?
I do for this one. For me, it's Lou Barin. The like mental strength and skill to do 360s in both directions on the Beck. The ability to see that wind lip and go, I could probably oppo 3 that, and then go do it. And then put yourself in the driver's seat with a 96 point winning run. For me, that's the heads up moment for sure. It's literally never been done. And she saw it, she envisioned it, and then she did it, executed it, and putting down something that hasn't been done before on the scariest face on the entire Freeride World Tour. For me, that's the heads up moment for sure. Lou Barin takes it easily.
Yeah, awesome. I think mine has to be Finn Powell with a stomped double backflip on the Bec de Ross. Have we seen? That's the first landed, I think, ever on the Bec de Ross, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
I think there may have been. I don't even know if one was attempted, but I can't remember completely. I'll look into that if you're.
Many were attempted. Many were attempted in 2025 off that same feature.
Right, and they couldn't do it.
Yeah, nobody got it. So Finn, so that's cool. Both our heads up moments are first.
And you know what? I want to give them a little love too, because everyone seems to be upset. And I'm sure as a rider, when you hear all that feedback, it's got to bleed into your brain a little bit and kind of, like I'm sure he's had lots of conversations, probably judging with other riders. He may listen to this. Not taking anything away from him, his score, about how impressive that was. A double backflip on the back.
He's the people's champ too, because they open up voting for rider of the day, and that's just, anybody that has a computer or a phone can vote for that. And Finn took it.
He's my rider of the day too. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
That. So he's getting some love for it, and he was so happy. He was so happy to do that. You heard in the interview, we got an interview with him when somebody else was picking up their gear in the broadcast, and he's like, I wanted to do that. That was the thing that immediately jumped out to me, and I wanted to do it. I thought it would be super fun. And I wanted to test myself. So I love that spirit. He wasn't thinking about the judges. He wasn't thinking about scores. He was thinking, that's where I need to go. I'm burning for that. And then to do it and land it like that. So clean. Yeah. Okay, good. Both of those, I like both of those.
His season hasn't been, exactly what he wanted. He made the cut. But this is a big moment for him that's going to highlight and basically define his season. 7th place, he had a 12th, he had an 8th, he had an 18th with a crash, just enough to get above the cut, but nothing really to kind of stand out and establish himself among the other names. That definitely pushed him forward. So, those individual accomplishments sometimes can be just as weighty as, podiums and that sort of things, depending on your point of view and how you feel about it. So congratulations on a unbelievable feat of strength from Finn Powell. So that's my heads up moment, brought to you by Head Tyrolia, sponsor of this show. Let's roll in quickly to the fun bet, Derek Foose. So you forgot to do Alaska, correct?
Also forgot to do Verbier.
Oh, did you just give up?
Well, no, I didn't. I was totally planning on doing it, but I arrived here a little late. Like, it was only the night before inspection day. So I got in the evening, woke up that morning, went up for face check, and then we had production meetings and riders meetings and, staff meet, like all of that stuff, go to bed, get up at 5 a.m. and go up and do the comp. And in all of that, I just completely forgot. It was not a give up. I forgot.
No, it's okay. I'm just teasing you, buddy.
No, I know, but it's a bummer because I want to be a player and not be 822nd.
Yeah, 800. So thank you. You're getting right to it. So the overall, Derek, I don't know how many is total, but there's thousands. I was trying to find out how many there were in total, but there are thousands and thousands. And Derek was an 82nd overall. We got to give a shout out to Treble Crone, who topped the Peak Performance Fun Bet with a 96.48. Piet with a 93.44. And Greg, who kind of looks like Hulk Hogan, with an 87.92. I ended up 87th overall, which I was pretty happy with.
Yeah, double digits.
Yeah. I'm that's kind of close to the front, which I'm happy about. I was looking at our fun bet league. And we are, I think 32nd in fun bet leagues, but we have the largest league by far of all of them. Yeah. We have 40 members. I think about 32 of them actually worked this year. I didn't replace some of them. So we have the most people in our fun bet league. So let's work on building it up for next season. Let's put some prizing together. Let's get people organized. And then maybe we can get them. Maybe we can find a way for them to all DM you to remind you to put your picks in.
Just so many early comps.
Yeah, right. Okay, so that is it. That is the 2026 Freeride World Tour season. We're going to do a couple more episodes. We've got NST coming up. I am currently here in Kicking Horse for the Region 2 Challenger event. We just finished in Whitewater. I'm doing your job, kind of like the minor leagues of the FWT broadcast team with my partner, Rachel Shannon, and we definitely learned a lot. I have a little bit more understanding about what goes into your days. So we are currently here in Golden, and event number 2, the Kirkwood restage, I believe, is going tomorrow, which will be the 30th. And then we'll do the Kicking Horse event. I believe they want to do on Tuesday the 31st. So we're doing back-to-back comps here at Kicking Horse. And they've done it before for the Freeride World Tour. So we have all the faith in the world that it will go off. So let's do a quick Challenger updates. We'll do more of an in-depth Challenger episode. We're going to do an NST episode and then maybe a full season recap. Because we are running short on time here today. Region 1, we already have a clinched rider. Tiffany Peritan is making her way back to the Freeride World Tour with a second and 3 firsts and a throwaway third. So we're 5 comps into the 6 comp circuit, and she is already punched her ticket back to the Freeride World Tour, and I'm really excited too. She was always one of my favorite riders. But she comes from the previous era of snowboard women, right? And we're now into this new era. So I'd love to see how she's learned, adapted. Looks like she's done quite well for herself, obviously. But I'm really excited to see how someone who was in the tour and has that experience
and won the tour.
Won the tour. Yes, champion. She's a Freeride World Tour champion. So I forgot because it's Marion just was dominating for so long. But yeah, she's a Freeride World Tour champion. So I'm really curious to see how her riding's evolved as like the veteran versus a lot of these younger kids that are kind of pushing the sport forward. So that'll be exciting
to see.
Region 1 ski men, Maxime Chablot, another former Freeride World Tour champion, is currently sitting in first place. Edvin Olsen, who was at he's been doing some forerunning. He was at the World Champs. He's in second. Nemo Plang and Simon Zwischenbrugger is fourth. And then snowboard men, Kalen Venning, an Irish guy, an Irish rider. I don't know.
If he makes it, I wonder if he'll be the first Irish rider on the tour.
Possibly.
I'll have to look into that.
And then Timmy Schrader is in second place. He's trying to make his way back. And then the ski women is actually the tightest category. It is all over the place. There's no one running away with it. I think top 4 could change after one event. Mia McNabb.
It's like basically tied all the way down to 5th.
Yeah. So Mia McNabb in first, Eva Batola second, Leah Chaput is 40 points behind Eva, and Mila De La Rue 460 points behind Eva for second place. And 2 move on. And then. So we already know who the snowboard woman for Region 1 is coming. In Region 2, the whitewater event that just happened that I was announcing, let's just start with snowboard women. Katie Anderson is on her comeback track. She injured her knee and then was hoping for a wild card. And then again, the doctor's like, hey, don't go. And she says, hey, it's probably not wise for me to go. And then they wouldn't bring her back. She has a lot to say about that, which will come up in a further episode. But for right now, she's just focused on getting back on the tour. So she finished that event with 3,500 points. She's in first, Emma Hall in second, and Willow Newton in third. In ski men, this was funny. Kai Morgan in first place. Nathan Pruzan in second, and Reed Kellen in third. Kai Morgan left because he had a bit of a backslap, he thought. Didn't think he had a very good run. So he went home.
No way.
So we're at you didn't hear about this?
No.
Yeah. He went home. So we're calling through the podiums. Region 2, you call 5 people up. Kai Morgan? Anybody? He went home. And he won because he didn't think he did very good. So if you look at the podium photos, it's 5th, 4th, 2nd, 3rd, and an empty top spot on the podium. So
that's amazing.
Yeah. So I'm sure he's going to get razzed about that till the end of time. But he won. And he's sitting in first place. So yeah, if you, so just out of sportsmanship, everybody, even if you didn't do so well, just hang out at least till the end.
Stick around.
You never know. You may have won. And then in second place, in ski women, we have Hannah Baldwin, Kestrel Sullivan, and then Delilah Quinn, another Freeride World Tour rider, trying to make her way back. And then for ski men, Holden Samuels, Tilden Woolley. So it looks like Freeride World, people that made it to the Freeride World Tour made it for a reason. They got cut for circumstances, but they know how to get back, and they're already on the way. And then, of course, third place, Bradley Lamoureux for snowboard men. So just looking at this, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 former FWT riders for Region 2, like leading
podiums.
the pack.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting in both regions that in snowboard women, it's a former Freeride World Tour champion that's leading. I think that says a lot about the caliber. When you make it and you win the title, you're probably pretty good.
Yeah, 2 champions are like, time to get back here. Oh, how exciting is that going to be for next year?
Yeah,
right?
Well,
4 world champions.
Katie still has a few more events to go to before the ticket is punched.
I'm getting ahead of myself. I know.
Yeah. But yeah,
you know
having 4 world champions in the field or 4 tour champions in the field would be insane.
Can you imagine if Marion saw that and was like, I'm coming out of retirement, and you can have the wild card where you can get 5 world champions in one event or one category? Who knows?
Yeah.
That would be really, really exciting. So for those of you that want to watch the Region 2 Challenger coming up, you can get it on freeskier.com. Is going to be live streamed there. I will be there with Rachel Shannon. So the first event that we had in Whitewater, just give you a quick little summary. It was awesome. Right under Wymer Peak. Last year, unfortunately, they had it lined up, but the weather shut them down. So they're really, really excited. That venue is huge.
It's so big.
It is absolutely mammoth. Huge venue. Big shout out to the organizers at Whitewater. And then, I won't get too into it, but there was a bit of a little controversy with some of the DSQs. There was a little closed zone that a few of the riders went into that there might have been some gray area of understanding. So there's some discussions going on behind the scenes that I've decided to not be aware of at the moment. But maybe we'll get there.
Don't need to. That's somebody else's job.
Yeah, somebody else's problem. Right on. So, Derek, that was the Extreme, the Verbier, Xtreme Verbier, for 2026. That was the season. It was a weird one, and we'll probably go through and do a full summary. We're going to do a full summary for you folks listening. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Thank you to Surefoot Skiing for making my boots feel good this year and keeping my toes warm. Thanks for Head Skis and Tyrolia Bindings for allowing me to have the most fun of anything that I do in my life, going skiing. And thanks to you, Derek, for always finding time and a corner in a room or a hotel desk. Or
like
something.
The dual hotel setups this time. We're both on the road, but yeah, getting it done for the Freeride Guide. And what a great way to finish the season. That was the event that everybody needed. The fans, the organization, the riders, everybody just really pushing through all the challenging the cancellations and weird weather and funky snow this season to get rewarded with an absolute banger at the end.
Who saw this coming? 50 centimeters in blue and cold? Like who saw and like stable?
And
who
stable.
saw that coming? Yeah. Well, definitely. If the universe is all about balance, it was proven for the Freeride World Tour season this year for sure. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Please make sure you're following us on the podcast app you might be listening to right now, or if you're watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And if you don't mind, give us a review, send us some comments, and follow us on Freeride Guy on Instagram at Freeride_guide. And of course, if you have something to say, we want to hear it. We could potentially read it on the air. Send us a message to the BACKSLAP Inbox. Freeride Guide Podcast. Goodness gracious, I should get this ready by now. BACKSLAP at freerideguidepodcast.com. On behalf of myself, Mark Warner, and my co-host, Mr. Derek Foose, thanks everybody, and we will talk to you soon.
See you soon.
This has been a Redmark Media production.